It is February 11, 2024. Post Malone is at the top of the world. He is singing in front of 75,000 people at the Super Bowl. He is a Diamond certified rapper, a chart-topping pop star, and now a country music heavyweight. But exactly 10 years earlier, this same man was sitting in a closet in Encino, California, wondering if he had made the biggest mistake of his life. He was an 18-year-old dropout with a negative bank balance, living in a house full of professional video gamers, and sleeping in a space usually reserved for winter coats and old suitcases. How did a kid who mastered music playing Guitar Hero become one of the most streamed artists of a generation? And more importantly, how did he survive an industry that he tried to cancel him before he even released his first album? To find the answer, we have to look past the rockstar persona. We have to go back to a single guitar string that snapped during a high-stakes audition in 2010. Without that failure, the name Post Malone wouldn't exist. Austin Richard Post was born in Syracuse, New York, in 1995, but his family moved to Texas when he was 9 years old. In Texas, his father, Rich Post, had landed a dream job, managing concessions for the Dallas Cowboys. Rich was a former DJ with a massive genre-defying record collection. In the Post house, there were no music boundaries: Johnny Cash, Metallica, Biggie, and so on. While most kids in his New Texas neighborhood were obsessing over high school football, Austin was obsessing over Guitar Hero, mastering the most difficult songs on expert mode.
There's a lot of people that are like, why play Guitar Hero when you could play real guitar?
But eventually, he picked up a real guitar, and using YouTube as his only teacher, began to translate those game skills into real music skills. It was during this time that he decided that he needed a rap name.
Because I got Post Malone from just putting my name in a rap name generator, like in high school. It just gave me the name, and I said, you know what, that does sound cool. And so I did it.
By the time he was 15, Austin had fully immersed himself in the local hardcore metal scene. He was a self-described weird kid with a talent that was starting to get noticed. In 2010, he got his first real shot, an audition for a rising local band called Crown the Empire. But during the audition, the guitar string broke at the worst moment possible, and he was rejected from the band. This wasn't just a rejection, it was redirection. He was building a new sound from the ashes of his failed metal career, a sound that was about to take him 1,400 miles away to a closet in Los Angeles. In 2014, Austin made a leap of faith. He dropped out of the Tarrant County Community College and followed his friend Jason Probst to Los Angeles. Jason was a massive Minecraft YouTuber, and he invited Austin to live with him in a mansion filled with professional gamers. Austin was the outlier. While the roommates were recording gaming videos and building digital empires, Austin was in the closet, small partition space where he recorded music. He was broke, often scrounging for quarters just to buy a pack of cigarettes for a single beer. In this period, he spent a lot of time networking. Post met a production duo called FKI and Rex Kudo, and a lot of other names involved in the rap space. One night, after a haircut where he got his hair braided for the first time, Austin looked in the mirror and thought that he looked like a white Iverson. Within 2 days, the song was written and recorded. His producer wanted a strategy before posting it. They wanted a major label rollout to gain some exposition. Post just ignored them, and he posted the song anyway before going to sleep. He uploaded White Iverson to SoundCloud in the middle of the night on February 4th, 2015. He went to bed as a nobody. But in the middle of the night, a miracle happened. A lot of the friends that he met in LA reposted the song, and the song was eventually noticed also by Wiz Khalifa, that tweeted about that. When he woke up, the internet had found him. White Iverson was a hit. Within a month, it had 1 million of plays, but Post wanted to double down on this success. With a budget of only $5,000, he went to the desert to record the video for the song. The bet worked, and now labels were fighting over him. He was barely 20 years old, and he was being flown to New York on private jets. But the success broke a target, because Post was a white artist utilizing hip-hop aesthetics. He was immediately labeled a culture vulture. Critics claimed he was just a tourist in a genre he didn't respect. This tension exploded during an infamous interview on The Breakfast Club. The host, led by Charlamagne Tha God, are relentless. Post, visibly nervous and inexperienced in the spotlight, struggled to defend himself.
Are you afraid as a white rapper that you may be considered a culture vulture?
I don't think so.
White guy who identifies as black. That's why I think all white people with cornrows look stupid, but that has nothing to do with it.
The internet declared him cancelled before his career had even truly begun. Many artists would have retreated or lashed out, but Post didn't fight back with tweets. He fought back with music. By singing at the birthday of Kylie Jenner, he caught the attention of Kanye West, who invited him in the studio with Rick Rubin to record the track Fade. And also that same year, he went on tour with Justin Bieber. But even with this big collaboration, the world still expected him to fail, and he personally started to doubt his skill, wondering if he was truly just a one-hit wonder. We are at December 2016. Post Malone releases his debut album, Stoney. The initial critical reception was really bad. Pitchfork gave it a negative score, and some called the album unfocused. But the critics had lost touch with the fans. While the industry was debating his authenticity, millions of people were living in the music. Congratulations became a global anthem for anyone who had ever been doubted, and I Fall Apart became a massive hit months after the album release, purely through social media word of mouth. Post Malone wasn't just a rapper. You couldn't define Post Malone with just one genre. Then came the record that silenced the critics. In August 2018, Stoney spent his 77th week in the top 10 of the Billboard Top R&B and hip-hop albums chart. This broke the 34-year-old record previously held by Michael Jackson Thriller, which had spent 76 weeks in that position. Post Malone went from sleeping in a closet to history books. He followed this album with Beer Bongs and Bentleys, an album that broke every streaming record on Spotify within 24 hours of its release. He was now a global superstar, but the rockstar lifestyle he sang about was starting to manifest in dangerous ways. As the face tattoos began to cover his skin and the touring schedule became more relentless, fans began to notice a change. Post really appeared exhausted, and rumor about his health began to swirl. He had everything, but he was starting to lose himself. In 2019, at the absolute height of his fame, Post Malone did something few celebrities dared to do. He left Los Angeles. He bought a massive mansion in the mountains of Utah, and he effectively disappeared from the Hollywood circuit. He didn't want the red carpets. He now just wanted to play Magic the Gathering and collect guns. He built a home that was in part a luxury mansion, and it was in part an apocalypse bunker. He was searching for a version of himself that wasn't just Post Malone the rapper. During this time, he became a father. This shift changed everything. His 2022 album, 12 Karat to Take, was a raw, painful look at his relationship with alcohol and the hollowness of fame.
The new album, you said, deals with struggles of alcohol. Are you sober now?
No, sir. I
So-
am responsible now. It was to a really, really, really rough point. I couldn't get up off the floor for for weeks.
He was shedding his rockstar skin and preparing for another evolution. He had conquered hip-hop, he had conquered pop, and now he was looking back toward Grapevine, Texas, from where he started. In 2024, Post Malone returned home. He finally embraced his country roots. He collaborated with Morgan Wallen on I Had Some Help, which dominated the charts for most of the summer. He announced a full country album, F1 Trillion. He wasn't just playing country, he was becoming a countryman. And now, going back to that Super Bowl performance, we can say that he wasn't just singing America the Beautiful, he was singing a song of survival. I think that from the story of Post Malone, we can learn 4 main lessons. First, rejection is often redirection. Imagine if Post had joined the Crown Empire in 2010. He probably wouldn't be where he is now. What felt like a disaster at the time was just a blessing in disguise. Second, you don't need a lot to start. Post's passion for music started only with a plastic guitar to play Guitar Hero. Third, authenticity. Post leaned fully into being himself and not caring about his weirdness or the fact of getting cancelled. Fourth, success without peace feels like poverty. Post made the millions in LA and still decided to walk away to live in a bunker in Utah to regain peace. Thank you for watching till the end. If you made it this far, please subscribe and turn the notification bell on. I made a new success story video every week.